Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Dr. Claudia Albers, Planet X research and professional physicist. And today I'd like to bring to you another one of my articles. This one's entitled Grid Patterns in the Sky. Now, Figure 1 shows a photograph taken by Scott Sion on March 12, 2019, in which a grid pattern is visible in front of a dark cloud. And you can see it there. It appears to be in blue, but it's in front of this dark gray cloud. Now, since it's impossible for a grid pattern to be a natural sky phenomenon, this shows that the sky is being simulated. That's the only possibility we have here. And you can see that this pattern doesn't even continue here. It seems to just be in front of this cloud. Although there seem to be some more straight lines here, intersecting straight lines there. Lines there, some other lines there. And that, of course, could be attributed to chemtrails, but not this. This does not look like chemtrails at all, and chemtrails are not blue either. So this grid pattern is more apparent below this cloud, as if being used in an attempt to hide the cloud. The cloud appears to actually be at a higher altitude, and there's another one that's about the same color as this one. No grid pattern apparent in front of it. But if you look carefully, you can see that the grid pattern appears to be at a lower altitude than the cloud. Seems to be in front, and not even the whole cloud is visible here. On the side, it seems to be not as dark, as if it's more visible on this side than here. So, and then it seems to be almost obscured there by a screen. It almost looks like it's in front of the screen because it's clearer here. And this one is clearer as well, as if it's starting to move through a screen and becoming more visible. So the large cloud appears to be at a higher altitude than the grid pattern, suggesting that the simulation occurs at a particular altitude and hides objects above that altitude. Intersecting straight lines can be seen, already pointed out, in other parts of the image. So a simulation system seems to have therefore been used to cover up the larger of the clouds, but it most likely malfunctioned. Cloud is, of course, Planet X debris, having been the planet's or star's internal water, which turned into cloud when the objects broke up. And you may look at Article 529 entitled Planet X Debris Field and Water Clouds for more details. This dark cloud was thus most likely coming down through the atmosphere, and the simulation system was attempting to hide it. This is, of course, not the first time that I have come across evidence of the sky being a simulation. And here you can see a large section of the sky with straight line boundaries, and it's blue. And shadows are due to the absence of light and cannot be blue. They are black or dark gray, not colored. So the color we see here can only be produced artificially, and is evidence suggesting that the whole sky above our heads can be the product of its simulation. So if this had been a shadow, it would have been just very dark gray or black, not blue. Blue means that there's blue light being projected onto this patch of sky. And that means it's a simulation. It's not the natural sky. The natural sky cannot have a patch with straight line boundaries like that in it. It's impossible. And here's more evidence. This is a regular repeated pattern which can only be produced through a holographic sky projection. And it's triangular shape, and that's due to the perspective. It disappears in the distance. In other words, projected onto the sky, and we're seeing it from this perspective, and we see so much of it that it seems as it gets further away from us, it becomes smaller. So this appears to be the result of another malfunction. We are seeing it here because something must have malfunctioned, otherwise we would most likely see blue sky and clouds. And the setting red glow on the horizon, you can see it there, it shows it's not a painting, and the disappearing in a distance perspective as well as the incomplete pattern. See, it's incomplete there at the edge, shows it's not CGI. You may look at article 423 entitled The Holographically Projected Sky Irrefutable Evidence. So as you can see, we have a lot of pink. This is not gray, this is pink in it. And we can see pink there on the horizon. So this most likely was the color used to holographically project the sky in order to hide cloud or other material in the atmosphere that was pink. And this one seems to be similar because we see a pink cloud and a blue cloud there. At a lower altitude than the sky, that seems to be a projection. So most likely the colors that are being used are in an attempt to hide the presence of colored clouds. See, there's pink there. And most likely this was also, the blue was in an attempt to cover up something, but obviously all three cases are cases where something malfunctioned. So in conclusion, the evidence suggesting that the sky on our planet is being simulated is mounting. And these are the references. This is Dr. Claudia Albers, Planet X physicist. Thank you for watching.